Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to a new edition of the Sports Shop 27. I'm your host, Jermaine Coulter, and today's special guest. This guy is a former University of Florida linebacker. He's actually played football in Japan professionally, and also he's out doing a lot of things in the world. He's going to keep us up to date. Y'all give it up for my main man, Mr. Mike Taylor. What's going on, Mike?
What's up, my man? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Happy Saturday, man. What's going on? You got good weather, got the sun shining on you. What's good?
Where's it at? You can see it. Yeah, sun shining bright in the sky. No clouds. It's a good Saturday.
Yeah. So for the people that don't know you, Mike, let them know where you're from, a little bit about your background.
Michael Taylor, born and raised in San Diego, California. Things got kind of hectic in the 90s in Southern California, so we moved to Atlanta. From there, I went to high school at Westlake High School, and then from there I went to the University of Florida. So that's me. That's my background as far as it goes in America. Then I went and studied a year abroad in Germany, played over there, and then after that went and played 4 seasons professionally in Japan, as you said before.
All right. So for the people that don't know, what sport did you play first?
I played football. Well, I've been all over, so I've got to call it American football because football all over is soccer here. So I played American football. I started with that. That's basically what changed my life. I was a bad little kid, as my people would say, and I would stay in trouble. But I found somewhere to channel that energy into something where it could lead me to getting my school paid for, travel around the world, indulge in different cultures. So that's where I started, and then it just ended as of recently.
Okay. So, Mike, who was the most influential person in your life as a kid? Who was the person that inspired you to play football? You really looked up to. It could be a favorite player. It could be a family member, somebody you grew up with in the neighborhood. It doesn't matter.
Okay, so my mom is initially who put me into football because as a single black parent, I was her first child as well. She was just like, my pops wasn't around, so it's just like she needed some sort of, positive male influence in my life for what I was doing, I'm guessing. And so she got me involved with the sport. I loved it. I loved the fact that I could go out there and it was, in a sense, my happy place. It was a stress-free zone. You can get out there, you could be yourself. I've always had a lot of energy. And I think that was what got me in trouble was the fact that I had all this energy and I had nowhere to place it. And then so once I got involved in the sport and actually enjoyed it, got to playing it and loved it, I followed Ray Lewis. He was probably the most famous linebacker when I was growing up, and he was a dog, boy. Was all over the field, made plays, led his teams to Super Bowl victories. They had one of the greatest defenses in the NFL history. So that's where the background started with me in this sport.
All right. So, what position did you play? Did you always play linebacker, or you played other positions growing up?
Well, when I was young, I was probably one of the youngest kids on the team because I hung out with older kids. So I played with the older kids and I played D line, because they were faster, bigger, stronger. So they put me somewhere where they can get me in, teach me things. Eventually, I started playing with kids my age, and then I was like, okay, I might have something here because I wasn't playing against kids that was 2, 3 years older than me. They were more mature and everything. I was playing with people that were my age, my size now, and I was doing very well. And so from there, I transitioned. They stood me up because we had a D line. They stood me up, and I think my first game at linebacker, I had a pick six, like 10 tackles or something. And then so ever since then, I never moved. Played that all throughout high school, college, and that's what ended up getting me as far as I went. Then I went overseas, and they were like, "Hey, we're gonna move you. We're gonna move you another level back, so we can get you unblocked and better angles to the ball." And my boy, I should have played safety a lot sooner. Oh, that shit was so much fun, boy. But yeah, that's I played all 3 levels in my career. What's up, man?
That's good, man. You go into high school, right? Since you played linebacker, middle school, elementary school, Pop Warner, whatever. You get to high school, you play the same. Besides playing D tackle, who's the coach that really worked on your technique at that time?
In high school?
Yeah.
Let me think back. I had a good head coach who marketed me pretty well. when it came to the fact of getting me out, getting me seen. But he was a head coach. It's only so much of a tap in he can have with an individual player. I had a good coach. He came around my senior year and junior year. His name was Coach Freeman. He was a country bumpkin from LaGrange, Georgia. He went as far as he could with the sport as well. He had stints with the Packers and a couple other teams. And he was no nonsense, but he had personality with it. He held me accountable. And I say that accountability that he held me with on the field as a youth, it kind of, correlated and translated into other things in my life. Because, if things are going wrong, I'm not going to look at everybody else or, what's going wrong outside of me. He taught me about that accountability to look at oneself. So I still carry those values to this day. So I say it was Coach Freeman if it was anybody who, took a hand in and really helped me develop my game. Oh, and we had an O-line coach, Rusty Beatles. He went to University of Georgia, played a little bit pro. He used to teach me little techniques that O linemen didn't like. And so I got to give him his flowers too. He taught me my little shoulder dip thing I used to do. And so, yeah, I'll give Rusty Beatles his flowers too.
Okay, cool. That's what's up, man. Those coaches really matter, man. And
Bingo, they always do.
that change in life, give you the keys to, what I'm saying,
Bingo.
success early. So,
Yep.
ninth grade year, did you started on varsity or you played JV or B team?
I didn't start on varsity. When I was in high school, our quarterback was Cam Newton.
I was
So
about to ask you that
yeah,
because you
I
played.
was on, I was a freshman when he was a senior. So that was his senior year. We had a couple other guys that went D1. I was the only freshman on varsity that year. Actually, I was the only freshman to letter. Um,
That's
and I went to all playoff games. So I went to Statesboro where we played. All right, I'm gonna take you back a little bit. I went
uh,
to Statesboro where we played Justin Houston and them boys. And Cam did his thing and showed out. We were like a 21-point underdog. We went down there. It was so cold, my boy. And I had never experienced like high school playoff football. And I'm from Cali. This was like one of my first 2 years in Atlanta. So it was very different. And then I can recall Urban Meyer was on the sideline that game. And we had cameras and everything because Cam was, of course, going to Florida. And then second round, we lost. And I just remember, I guess a couple of the linebackers weren't doing good. And they was just like, we should put the young bull in. And they was like, nah, he might not be ready. And so I didn't get that burn my freshman year.
okay.
Of course, they must have saw something in me if they was thinking about putting me in. But
Uh-huh.
next year, seniority kind of came into play. They played the older guys, so I found myself at D line again. I'm like, hey, I'm finna get on the field some sort of way. So I
Yeah.
played in, and then my junior year is where I started playing linebacker. And in my first year after playing linebacker is when I got scholarship offers.
Wow. What was your stats your junior year?
Something crazy. Okay, so I used to knock the shit out of motherfuckers. So, and I was never that big. I was like 6 foot, maybe 200, not even that, 190 in high school.
Okay.
So it was something like 140 tackles. Tell you I used to knock shit out of people. So I had like 10 or something forced fumbles, couple fumble recoveries, like 20 something TFLs. So in one game we ran against a team that ran a wing tee. I had like 22 or 24 tackles or something like that. So
Damn.
that was my junior year, and that's where the start of it was. And
So so
then
so did y'all win that game against Statesboro or y'all lost?
we beat Statesboro. That
Oh,
was in that first round of playoffs. Yeah, we beat Statesboro, Justin
oh,
Houston and them, and then we moved on to the next round.
okay, okay.
And we lost to Thomas County Central,
Thomas County. Oh man,
South Georgia.
South Georgia, right?
CSGB, them down South
Yeah,
Georgia boys.
the Thomas Georgia is, yeah. So
Yeah.
let me ask you this. All right, so this is probably about what, 2009, 10 or whatever. But you about to go into your senior year.
Mm-hmm.
Got offers from a lot of schools. At the
Probably
time,
half the Division I schools in the country at that
who,
point.
who were y'all rivals at that time? And did you ever play in the All-Star game?
You asked a great question just then. So our rivals were Coweta County, no, East Coweta, and Noonan. And Noonan had the Ogletree brothers. They had Kendarius Wynn, who was going to Georgia. They was loaded. They had Alan Bonner, who went to Jacksonville State. Of course, they had both the Ogletree brothers. Both of them, Xander and Alec, went to Georgia. And then so we had me. We had another corner who went to Clemson. Darius Robinson. We had Eric Simmons, who went to Kentucky. He wanted to play basketball, but he was just out there because he had the size. Then we had another guy who went to UCF, Big Tony, a basketball player, was just out there for the size. And then we had Big Nate. Big Nate went to North Carolina A&T and then moved on and played with the Seahawks for a little bit. So that was our rival. And then we had a scout.com rivals type game. They didn't do the ESPN 150 live type games type then, but we did have a game where like all the rival scouts, all the scout.com scouts came out because when we played Noonan, because it was about 10, 15 Division I prospects on the field. So that was our rivals then. Of course, we lost. We lost to Noonan that game. We beat East Coweta. And then after that, you asked about the All-American game. Yeah, now I'm going to pop my shit a little bit because I played in the Under Armour game, and I'm still one of one, only person to go and win MVP and the Burger King Skills Challenge. I don't know if they still do all that now, but that's how it was when I was there. I
That's
played on Team White, and then the team MVP for the other team was Dominique Easley. And then we both ended up going to Florida.
word. So talk about your visit. You go into your senior year, you leave, you graduate. I know you took a lot of visits. What schools were you considering before you chose Florida? And then the second question is, why Florida?
I was um I was committed to Tennessee for a while. After my junior year, I took a visit up there with my mom and my coach. I liked everything. Me and the coach had a great talk. It was Lance Thompson at the time, and I committed to him in person. That's when Lane Kiffin and Monty Kiffin and all those guys were there. And then after that, I had some interest. I was looking at going to Stanford, Miami, LSU. I wanted to go to all of. I had probably had showed a lot of interest in going to all of those places as well. But as a commit, you're not. It's like having a girl, that you're in a relationship with, but then you got other girls trying to talk to you. So in the aspect, that's how it was. You entertain it to an extent, but you're not following through with it because you're already committed. And then everything happened with Tennessee with the recruiting scandal, and then so I'm gonna keep it a buck. That I was just like, man, y'all was paying the hostesses to fuck the recruits. I'm like, y'all ain't paying no host to fuck me. I'm like, so all right. I'm like, I see what's going on now.
Oh,
And
those the
then
ones
so they
that.
was actually getting hit with the being put on probation and stuff. And so I ended up decommitting. And then at the Under Armour game, I got cool with a lot of the guys that were going to Florida. And then so from there, my roommate was Mac Brown. And Mac had called me a couple days before signing day. And he was like, bro, I think I'm going to Florida State. I said, no, you're not, bro. I just committed to Florida. Why would you do that? We going to Florida. He was like, bet. 2 days later, we both signed to Florida.
Oh, that's what's up, man.
Yep.
So you get to Florida, you go down there with him. Who else is the first person that impact your life at the University of Florida?
Damn. All right, so it's finna get a little bit deeper now. So probably the first person who I was cool with was his name's Gideon Ajabi. He was from South Florida. I want to say he was a 4-star recruit. Boy, was an athlete, was a dog. So we're in freshman orientation, and the whole check-in line at Springs is where we're living. I just see this African staring at me. I'm just like, bro, what is he looking at? And okay, that was our like first interaction. And then eventually we get into freshman orientation. I'm like, bro, what's up, bro? What's your name? Who are you? He was like, I'm Gideon. He was like, bro, I followed you in recruiting. He was like, bro, I'm so happy you came. He was like, I'm happy you came to Florida with us, bro. And I'm like, oh, that's what's up. I'm like, bro, you could have been saying hi or something. Like, bro, you just staring. He was like, yeah, bro, I didn't know, I didn't know who you were, how you were and stuff. I was like, okay, cool. So he ends up becoming like one of my closest friends all throughout that freshman summer. Because when you get in, you go through summer A, summer B, and then you have summer C classes that go through the whole summer. So summer A, summer B, this is my dog. We go out, we hang out. You first get to college, it's just organic interactions. We go to camp, and I'm having a great camp. And Gideon starts like he has something going on with his shoulder. And I'm like, all right, cool. And it gets worse. And it continues to get worse and it gets worse. And so they continue to make him go out there and practice. And they continue to make him go out there and use his shoulder and lift with it. And it's just like, I'm sitting in the room hearing him groan and moan at night, like in pain. And so he was a dark skinned young lad. And so the only thing I would see is the white of his eyes because they make you overhydrate. So when I'm getting up at night, 4 a.m., all I see is the white of his eyes because I got to go to the bathroom. I see the white of his eyes and I hear him groan. I'm like, bro, you good? He's like, I'll be all right, Mike T. And it still pained me like to think about what he had to go through. And so they fast forward, they continue to make him go through stuff. They continue to make him go through stuff. And it comes to find out, they eventually let him go to the hospital, let him get checked. Bro, he had an infection that was eating the muscles inside of his shoulder. Now, I don't know what it was, but he was about 225 at this point. One arm was fully developed, the other arm, it looked like it had got drained. And I'm sitting out there, I'm like, bro, y'all making him practice, y'all know it's not, I'm telling y'all he not faking it. I'm telling y'all, like, it's something wrong with him. I hear him at night. And so they continuously like make him go outside and do these presses. And I guarantee you that's not helping. And so come to find out he had to like stay in the hospital. He damn near died. I'm like, bro, this is my homie. You feel me? Like, this is my dog. He was sitting here right in the room with me and now he damn near dead. Because of some shit that y'all putting us through. We 18 years old. And Gideon hasn't told this story a lot. He ain't never got out and told anybody to explain that to anybody. But Gideon had a promising career. And he had to go through that shit and it sucked. And he never sued the school. He just came back, changed positions, played ball, got his degree, and now he has a beautiful family, wife and kids. But that was the initial interaction of me and my best friend when we got to college.
Wow, that was a great story, man. You guys play your freshman year. You get on campus, go through that experience. On your side of the game, what were you going through? What were you trying to adjust to as a freshman?
Shit, I was trying to get on that field, my boy.
Yep.
I was trying to get on. We was on ESPN every week. I'm trying to get TV time, mama.
Yep.
But I did pretty well as a freshman. It's a learning curve. You got to learn. It's not always all about making plays. It's about being in the right place at the right time. I didn't understand the professionalism of the game either. I was just like, I'm gonna go out here. I'm gonna make these plays. They're gonna put me on the field. And it was a lot more to it that I didn't understand. You got to take care of your body. You got to be doing the right things off the field. You got to be eating right. It's a lot of things that I didn't understand as a youth. And I was just like, man, y'all need to play me. And I get it now. But shit, I could have got a little bit of burn, I feel. So that's what I was going through my freshman year. And we had coaches that was, we had Urban Meyer still who was contemplating whether he wanted to continue coaching or not, or, step down. And he eventually stepped down after our freshman year. And so that was my freshman season. And it was a toxic ass freshman season. It was a toxic environment. I was more of an MMA fighter my freshman year rather than I was a football player. Um, I competed more to, I competed, I'd say, through the first 4 weeks. And then after that, they had pulled me in a meeting. They told me they was going to redshirt me. And I was like, okay, that's fine. So then when I get over the scout team, I know one speed. I don't know how to play as another player. And so, they would get upset, if I made the play, but I'd be like, if I'm making this play in practice, what makes you think the person in the game's not going to make the play? But, eventually I got it. But when I say the MMA part, boy, we had a toxic environment. They promoted that animosity, that it wasn't like a brotherhood, like a brotherly love. It was just like competition. It was cutthroat. So, anytime it was any extracurriculars, I wasn't going for it. And our lineman that we had at that time was like a bunch of bullies. And so I'm like, bro, I'll fight every single one of y'all. I do not care. And it happened the majority of the times. And I would be sitting in meetings with Gideon, and I tap him, I look at him, I'd be like, hey, put your gloves on today. It might be a mass brawl. And he would just be like, it is what it is today.
Yep.
So that was freshman year for me. My people would come down and make sure I was good from time to time. I'd be like, yeah, because I had a childhood where I had to fight at times, so I was just like, it's cool. It's nothing that I haven't experienced before. This ain't the worst. Like when we grew up, it was wild in the '90s in SoCal, so I'll take a little fight.
Word. So you played with what? Tebow Hernandez,
No, Tebow was gone. Hernandez was gone. I got there in 2010.
2010. Who was there then?
That
Yeah.
was Mike Pouncey, Ahmad Black,
Yep. Pouncey.
Brant Brantley's first year.
Who's the
Yeah,
quarterback?
John Brantley. We still
Okay,
had Rainey. We still had Demps, Carl Moore, Deontay Thompson.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, so talk about that team a little bit, man. You get on the field. What, your sophomore year? Your red shirt freshman year? Sophomore year?
My red shirts freshman year, we got a new coach. We got Will Muschamp. So everything was completely different, and I still didn't understand the professionalism of it. I was just like, go out here and make plays, but I was still busting assignments at times. But I'm like, I made the play, but it's like, you're not supposed to be over here, son. And I wouldn't understand that. I'd be like, bro, if I made the play, why does it? But they were trying to get me in line to be like, bro, you have to be in the right place at the right time.
All
And
the time. Yeah.
all the time, yeah. And I never really understood that. And the guys that played in front of me did. And that was what separated them from me. I knew I could make more plays, but it wasn't a matter of that. It was, are you going to do what we need you to do at the right time? And I didn't understand that then. I understand it now. But as I say again, if you got a playmaker, man, go let him make plays.
Yeah. So, how many bowl games you participated in?
Freshman, mm, mm, four.
Four, and
Yeah.
you was, what was your record? Your doing your tenure?
In bowl games, we won that one, won that one, lost that one, won that one. So we won all of them, except the one year we went into the game 11-1, and we were the heavy favorites. We were number 4 in the country. We played Louisville, and Teddy Bridgewater did not miss on third down. He went like 11 for 12 or something. By the time we knew it was halftime, we was down like 23-7. Teddy B. I think he went first round off that game.
He's back in Florida coaching. He was back there playing quarterback, fully
I
pass.
love that. I love that because he always had it up here. I'll give you a story. Him and so before you planned, a lot of these boys was from Florida all together.
Yeah.
So they came to our hotel because they knew some folks, and we had a man tournament. Them folks put up money. We put up money. They had Bostic, the linebacker, play. I'm like, bruh, no, y'all need to let me get on the sticks or somebody or Dunbar. They're like, no, we gonna put Bostic up there. All right. Teddy Bridgewater picked that boy ass apart.
Damn.
Teddy B. And they walk out of there with that money. I ain't putting no money up. I was like, man, hell no. You got a quarterback out here. So he was calling out the defenses. He was calling out what plays he was finna run. It was a good game, but he wasn't finna lose that. So they came over, they got that money, and they left.
Wow.
Yep.
Dang. Who was your toughest opponent? Your 4 years at Florida? Teddy?
LSU.
LSU?
Boy,
Oh,
you go up in that Tiger Stadium, they say, hey, suck that Tiger dick, bitch. The whole crowd. They got a live tiger right there as you walking out the goddamn out the locker room. Yeah, they are probably. And then back then, they had Odell and Jarvis. They always had they O line was phenomenal every year, and they always had a run game. They come out sometimes in 22 personnel. For y'all that don't know football, that's 2 tight ends, a fullback, and a running back. They have a receiver outside. They have Jarvis and Odell. You can run a 1 receiver route, and they coming downhill. They running the power. They're running the blast, and it's coming at your ass, big fella. So So LSU, I loved playing them as well. It was always a great atmosphere. But that year with Johnny and Texas A&M was a hell of a game. That might have been one of the best games I was a part of. When we went to A&M and played Johnny and them, they had Mike Evans. They had a whole receiver core. They had Ryan Swope. I don't know if y'all remember him, short white boy in the slot. He was a dog too. They had Christian Michael. They had Trey Williams, and they had another Williams who was a running back. They was loaded. They had 3 first-round O linemen on that team, and we went up in there and we got in that ass. We played 1 coverage the whole second half. We played 1 Y. We had a backer on the back and a backer playing the rat. So either I spied Manziel, Tonio spied Manziel, or Bostic spied Manziel because Jelani had got hurt. And we spied his ass and we held them to, I think, a field goal in the second half, and we walked up out of there with a dub. So that was probably one of the best games with the best environment. It was their first game in the SEC, so and we didn't know who Johnny wasn't Johnny at that point.
Okay.
He was just number 2 on A&M.
Okay.
He had got to be Johnny later on in that year, but we knew though, because he was getting out of sacks, and we was like, boy, he elusive. And then he went and did that against Bama, and we was like, damn, that's the same Johnny we played. So yeah,
y'all lit a fire on them. All right,
yeah.
Get into this clip, man. I don't own the rights to this clip.
Neither do I.
I don't do it. I just want to let everybody know. We got our special guest today, former Florida Gator linebacker Mike Taylor. All right, let's go ahead and get into this clip. Y'all make sure y'all hit the subscribe button, like, comment, share, and follow us on all social media platforms. Go with me, Mike.
All right.
Turn the music up. Turn the music up. Yeah, turn the music up. Turn the music. I'm a getting money nigga. Money over bitches. Racks on racks. Throw it on them strippers. Got my whole team with me and we faded off a liquor. Rosé bottles. I'm a champagne sipper. What else? Top gone, floating through the big city. Pull up on the scene, I probably got your bitch with me. Lame niggas, hating it don't even matter. Cop 20 more bottles, make them even madder. Gucci, Louis, Versace, give me like a year and I'll be hopping out Bugatti. Get a couple millions, then I'm ballin' like a Nazi. Arrogant as fuck, before this money I was cocky. Every Sunday night we in Miami, standing on them couches like a nigga won the Grammys. Flyer than a mother and my lady looking jazzy up in live, showing niggas how we live.
I'm just a getting money nigga, you ain't heard? Throw on my getting money gear, then I go to work. That just a real nigga recipe. What else? That just a real nigga recipe. Yeah. I'm just a getting money nigga, you ain't heard? Throw on my getting money gear, then I go to work. That just a real nigga recipe. What else? That just a real nigga recipe. Shake down. I got a team full of real niggas, bad bitches, coke dealers. I always been allergic to the broke niggas. Hood president, I got the vote niggas. Getting money, girls in the club though. I don't know you, but let's fuck like we in love though. Bring your friend, she can tape it or whatever. If I get drunk enough, I'ma taste it or whatever. Yeah, you in the presence of a Don Blue Peel and a Molly, I go all night long. And then I'm back to the money. That paper turn the ladies into Playboy buddies. What else? I'm just a getting money nigga, you ain't heard? Throw on my getting money gear, then I go to work. That just a real nigga recipe. What else? That just a real nigga recipe. Yeah, I'm just a getting money nigga, you ain't heard? Throw on my getting money gear, then I go to work. That just a real nigga recipe. What else? That just a real nigga recipe. Yeah. I'm just a getting money nigga, you ain't heard? Throw on my getting money gear, then I go to work. That just a real nigga recipe. What else? That just a real nigga recipe. Yeah. I'm just a getting money nigga, you ain't heard? Throw on my getting money gear, then I go to work. That just a real nigga recipe. What else? That just a real nigga recipe. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Took me
sir.
back with that one.
Huh? I took you back.
Took me back with that one, my boy.
What you remember about that game the most?
All right, so I remember dropping a pick. I could have had 2 turnovers. I had a fumble recovery. I remember dropping a pick. I remember talking a good amount of shit. It was a great atmosphere. That was Tennessee at home. That was 2013. I think we had just lost to Miami the week before, I want to say. And we had came back and bounced back and got that game. And then Driscoll had got hurt, our quarterback. He was a turnover machine, but that's, we're not going to speak about that. And then somebody had got a chance to play that we had all wanted to play for a long time, Tyler Murphy. And that's the quarterback that you saw who was in at the end of the game, ran the draw, had to escaped out for number 3, yep. And Tyler came in with me. He was a recruit from Connecticut, and they never really gave him a chance to play. But when he did get a chance to get on the field, I was just happy for him that he got to show what he could do. He had a shoulder injury that year, which is honestly what ended up leading us to having a 4-8 season. Quarterback's a very important position. I found that out in college. And then after that, he moved on and went to Boston College, went to Pittsburgh. Me and him were in Pittsburgh together. And so that was the last time I saw him and talked to him. But it's always love for Tyler Murphy, and that'll be anybody you hear from the University of Florida that's not a hater. It'll always be love for Tyler Murphy.
That's what's up, man. So, your senior year, what was your final record that year?
7-6. 8-5.
And did y'all win the bowl game that year?
Yeah, we played East Carolina and we won.
Okay.
7-5 because we had a game rained out against Idaho. We had a thunderstorm.
Oh. Well, what was next for Mike Taylor at that time? Did you go into the combine? Did you go to pro day?
Didn't get invited to the combine. Did pro day. Still didn't understand a lot of the professionalism that I needed to understand at that point to get my body ready to go and show these folks that they need to be investing the amount of money they were about to try to invest into us. So I didn't have the maturity and the knowledge up here to be moving on into a professional level. I had to get that quickly. Went to Pittsburgh, did rookie minicamp. After the first day, they put up highlights, right? And they show what it looks like to be a Steeler. So the first one was a screen. I think it was Dree Archer. He had ran a screen. And I came out the stack. The stack is when you, I guess in a sense, you're rushing and then you come back out to go pursue the ball. Chase the screen down. Now, Dree Archer was fast, so I guess I got a little bit of wheels on me too. Chased him down on the screen. That was the first clip he showed. And then the second clip he showed was like a dive. I took a lineman, engaged him with my hands, shedded him, slammed him down, and then bumped into the running back and made the play. And then that was the first day. And then so those were the 2 clips that he showed. So I'm like, oh, bet. I was an undrafted free agent. I'm like, these motherfuckers might really sign me right now. And then so my boy Tyler was there. He was like, bruh, keep doing your thing. You're going to be here with us. And rookie minicamp ended. Meeting ended. I was back on that plane. And then so I went back to Granny House. I was like, damn, what I'm going to do next? And then so end up getting taken the whole camp, the whole mini camp. So I was rookie mini. Didn't get camp. Didn't get mini camp. And then so I was just like, bro, I got to play. I got to find some way to get back on the field. So I went for the first opportunity I had, which I should have did more research. I went to Arena. And in the first game of Arena, I ended up tearing my Achilles. And so that's a year-long injury and a year-long rehab. After that, wasn't nobody gonna pick me up with an Achilles tear, an Achilles injury, and I didn't do any camp the previous year, so I knew I had to find something else. I wasn't gonna go back to Arena because it had just cost me my health.
Yeah.
So that's when I started looking at other avenues, and that's when I started going overseas, and that's when my overseas playing career started.
All right, what year was this, Mike? 2019?
2015 was rookie mini with Pittsburgh. 2016, I tore my Achilles. 2017, I went and studied abroad out in Germany and played ball.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, we got some more highlights of you playing overseas.
Okay, bet. tuning in.
And play this real quick for everybody that's watching. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Make sure you like and subscribe. We have former Florida Gator linebacker Mike Taylor. He's on right now. He's on a mission. He's about to get on the road, but he's gonna stay with us when we get through with this clip. Okay.
I gotta charge my phone.
All right. We're gonna go ahead and go to the video while you do that. Okay. Stay with me. Okay.
I don't care. I'm on. I'm looking for the smoke.
YB. I've been in the trap all day, working off a 30. Niggas poppin' shit, we gon' slide, get them bombed and buried. Now I escape the hood, I bring my niggas, I'm different than Harry. When I send my little slime to creepin', I know that shit be the scary. Gunshots, head range, bitch, ain't no use in wearing. Casket sets from triple X, you and your twin sharing. And the bullets fly, 2, 2, 3, silence, so they ain't hearing them. If the film hang with the ops, then I ain't sparing them. Pop out in the trenches in the nighttime. Pop a perky and I can't put the pipe down. Paranoid when the bitch don't put it silly up. Tryna sit some your op niggas tryna bury us. I'm tryna plan a little vent, it ain't no setting up. Off the 42, I brought the house, nigga, let's bet it up. If it ain't about the fucking cash, shut it up. Vinci blew a fucking bag and she got what it's for. Russian bitch, no psycho, need a lick and she gon' set it up. This is carbon fiber, tell them niggas shake the reticles. Better not drop foul, little nigga, we drop technical. I roll by the pound, little nigga, you make sectionals. She gon' fool with me just for the love, you know, for Reggie Miller. Not just for the weed, but for the vibes, you know I keep it real. Bend over, break it back, you know that I can make a thriller. Take her on me Jackson, show her how to beat a nigga. I been in the trap all day, working off a 30. Niggas poppin' shit, we gon' slide, get them bombed and buried. Now I escape the hood, I bring my niggas, I'm different than Harry. When I send my little slime to creepin', I know that shit be the scary. Gunshots, head range, bitch, ain't no use in wearing. Casket sets from triple X, you and your twin sharing. When the bullets fly, 2, 2, 3, silence, so they ain't hearing them. If the film hang with the ops, then I ain't sparing them. I've been in the trap all day, working off a 30. Niggas poppin' shit, we gon' slide, get them bombed and buried. When I escape the hood, I bring my niggas, I'm different than Harry. When I send my little slime to creepin', I know that shit be the scary. Gunshots, head range, bitch, ain't no use in wearing. Casket sets from triple X, you and your twin sharing. And the bullets fly, 2, 2, 3, silence, so they ain't hearing them. If the family hang with the ops, nigga, I ain't sparing them.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Man, you was tossing them men around like little kids, man.
Well, you gotta think. I played in Florida, then I go to Japan, and I'm playing against these motherfuckers. Come on now.
I know. I see you you wipe my man out on the sideline. The ball just flew straight up in the air. Yeah. That's like, wow.
These was like guys that there was a couple of D1 guys, but it was like D2, some folks, D1 double. It's like, bro, y'all folks would have never been on the field with me. Let's keep it a buck. So if I'm gonna get out there, I'm not gonna feel like y'all belong, and they would be talking shit because they were on good teams. It's like, bro, it don't matter if you're on a good team. I'm still gonna fuck you up. Because Japan works different. You'll have, first of all, it's a big language barrier, and then second of all, you have club teams and you have pro teams. So I was on the club team for the first 3 years. So that means only you have a certain amount of professional players. The rest are, in a sense, not pros. It's not a fully pro league. They don't want that. Then you have professional teams where the company pays for all of them. So the ones that would be talking shit would be the ones on these professional teams. But if your team is good, you don't have to have that good of an import. So when you have a club team, your import has to stand out. But when you're on a professional team, bro, you could just be out there. Them Japanese players was doing most of the work for the professional teams. So I'm like, bro, don't come over here trying to pop your shit. You would never be on the field with me. And then so I just had to show them that's how it was gonna be.
Yeah, man, that's what's up, man. So how long did you play in that league there before you went to another league? That's the X League, right?
That was 4 years. And then I found out that first team was doing some foul shit. So we had to have some over the phone litigations just to get contract money. What's up, Alan? We had to get our contract money back. We had to get what were they doing? Insurance fraud, false insurance claims. Um, we had got money from the government for COVID. They took half of that and said it was due to taxes. They was doing some foul stuff because they didn't think we knew the language. But I'm not finna be nowhere and not be tapped into folks. So I have folks that see me as family and I consider them as family. So they pulled up to Asahi and said, hey, this is wrong. Y'all give them their money. And they tried to pay her off. And she was like, no, give them boys their money. They signed their contract, get it to them. And so they tried to do a whole bunch of other stuff. They tried to put out I don't know, what do you call it, APB to other teams and not sign me. So I had to find a loophole. So I went to a team that was American-based. IBM's an American-based company. They had heavy American influence, American head coach. I told them exactly what was going on, explained to them the situation. And they understood, and they let me come out there and they let me finish my career out there. And I'm appreciative of that. To them, they got a side of me that was on smoke. I wish they would have got a completely different side of me, because you got to think I had to go against the whole country, and I'm going back just to go make sure everything is straight in a sense. So I wish they would have got the initial me that went out to Japan, because I went out there a lot differently than I left. I still have love for the country, still have love for the league, still have love for the people that I interacted with. But the people that was wrong and that was foul, there is no love, and we addressed that. So
Yeah, we understand. So what does Mike Taylor have going on right now?
just been back in America as of recently. I picked up German when I was out studying abroad in Germany. So as of now, I've been teaching German at a middle school. It's interesting seeing the youth and the future of America and what they value. It's a lot different from what we valued when I was young. So that's what I'll be doing now until the end of the summer. Looking to find something to get into after that. Still doing real estate, still doing investments, still traveling. So looking to get I'm on my second house now, looking to get a third house sometime within this next 12 months of a calendar year. And then probably another one in another couple years. Just finding, things that keep you stable. I'm growing to learning to love mailbox money. Money that's coming in while you sleep. I really have to make, it's just coming in. So that's what I'm into now, and diversifying my portfolio. And y'all get your IULs, get your life insurance. That's what I'm working on as well. Get your IULs, get your life insurances. I just became a licensed insurance agent as well. So that's what I say when I'm trying to diversify my portfolio and keep all the revenue coming in, and so we don't have no more hard times.
That's smart, man. So what is your message to the youth, Mike?
Trust your instincts, if I can say anything. Trust your instincts. You were born with a certain level of right and wrong, and it was instilled inside of you from positive influences, hopefully, as a child. Don't change that. I always thought there would be this big, transitional process. I'll be a different person as an adult as when I was a child. Of course, you mature. Of course, you grow, you learn from your experiences, but you are still the same pure soul that you are as a child, as an adult. Your life experiences are the only thing that mold and shape your actions. So trust your instincts, youth.
All right, cool. Any shout outs before we head out?
Everybody who helped along the way, everybody who's been there, everybody who showed love, and everybody who is still here with me. It's been a roller coaster ride, a hell of a life so far. So shout outs to everybody. Shout outs to my family for sure. Shout outs to Granny, my mom, and my grandpa, who woke up every day and took me to therapy when I couldn't even walk. Shout out to Granny, who used to make me egg sandwiches when I couldn't even go to the kitchen and cook during that time. So shout out to everybody. Shout out to my uncle for showing me the things, my dad didn't when he wasn't around. And shout out to my granddad for, being the man that he was too. So shout out to all the positive male influences I had. Shout out to all my coaches too. All my coaches had some sort of effect on me, whether positive or negative, and I learned something from it. I learned the man I don't want to be in the land and the man I do want to be predominantly from my coaches. So shout out to all y'all, and I appreciate all of you guys as well.
Cool. Segment right here is called Rapid Fire. I'm gonna ask a couple questions. You just answer the best way you know how. Okay. Let's see. Favorite sneaker.
I got them in the car right now.
Okay.
All right. And the what the fours. They're Jordan.
All right. Favorite TV show.
Chappelle's Show.
That's good. That's a good answer.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Hey,
Favorite
man, when I ain't gonna cut you off. When he had them white folks and their last name was nigger.
Dave Chappelle always flipping it, bro.
I love him, man.
Yeah. He was a genius in that time, man. It's like a time capsule. That whole it is. It only thing that it can remind you of that show is probably Living Color. The way he gets set up. So, what's your favorite movie?
Y'all gonna think I'm a simp for this, but it's a movie called A Walk to Remember. It's the first movie that made me shed a little tear. It's a dude. It's a male. It's a youth. He's in high school. He ain't really caring about much. Really gives zero fucks about anything. And he meets this girl at a play, and he starts to like her. And she's like, "I told you not to like me." And it comes to find out she told him not to like her for a reason. She has leukemia, and he ended up falling in love with her. And she changed homie's life for the better. He ended up becoming a doctor and shit. And she ended up dying. And he had a quote in there, and it's like, it applies to anybody you lose when you love them. He said, what'd he say? He said, she's like the wind. I can't see her, but I could feel her. And that was some real shit. I was like 12 years old when I saw that movie. And it's been my favorite movie since I've seen it.
Okay, cool. That's crazy. The birds start chirping after you finish that.
Yeah.
And I say Stevie Wonder, Ribbon in the Sky about to start.
Bingo.
But what I was gonna say, all right. So favorite pregame meal.
Whatever's gonna have me on that fuck shit.
Food, or is it like steak, potatoes, or it's like pizza? Is it fast food?
Man, so in college, my teammate used to call it meat and sauce. I'd get like a steak and I'd get it sauteed in like this Alfredo, Cajun Alfredo, and that was it. Steak and sauce.
No veggies, no starch, no nothing.
Steak and sauce. And then now I don't even really eat. Pause. I don't really be even eating meat like that. I'm a fruits and veggies guy now. As you can see, eat your colors. That's my brand. So now I be on a different tip. But back then, steak and sauce gonna have me ready to go.
All right. Well, man, we appreciate you coming on the show, man. You're more than welcome to come on anytime.
Bingo.
Hey, man, for everybody that's watching, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, share, like, tell your friends to join our podcast and join our live chat. We'd like to thank today's special guest, former University of Florida Gator linebacker Mike Taylor, and we would love to have him come back on the show, all right?
I appreciate you for having me on, my guy. This was a pleasure.
I appreciate it, man. Would you recommend somebody watching this show or a former teammate coming on? Let me ask you that.
Yeah, I'll tap you into some folks. I'll tap you in with Gideon. Gideon he's never told his story, but I would like his story to be shared and experienced and known, like, because sometimes some shit can happen when you think you stepping into a hell of an opportunity, and goddamn, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you damn near are killed by the people who came and sat into your house, and your people entrusted you with them. So I'm gonna shoot it over to Gideon. I'll be like, hey, bro, you should come on this show and tell your story.
All right, I'll let him know. If you share his information, I'll try to contact him. Just give him the heads up for me. All right.
Sounds good. I'll do that.
All right, man. For everybody that's watching, y'all enjoy y'all weekend. Thanks for tuning in. And it's not how you start, it's how you finish. All right.
Bingo.
Appreciate it. All right, appreciate it, Mike.
All right,
I'll
take
be in
care, my man.
contact with
All right,
you
yeah,
later.
for sure. For sure. We tapped in now.
Yep.